We're here today at the Extraordinary Futures Conference in Vancouver. I'm sitting here with Emma Andrews, Chief Commercialization Officer for BevCanna. Why don't you give our audience who might not know about BevCanna a little bit of a breakdown on the company and what you guys do?
Sure. So we are an infused beverage manufacturer. We have a 40,000 square foot facility in Osoyoos, BC, so in the interior. This is getting converted into infused cannabis beverage production. We specialize in not only the manufacturing, but the creation of brands and the distribution strategy around how we take those brands to market. So we have announced a couple of brands, which we can chat about, that will be ready for consumers in 2020. And also on the manufacturing site, there's an outdoor cultivation, so 100 acres that we've been licensed for hemp cultivation. That will be the biomass that infuses our products. So it's a pretty exciting play, pretty unique within the beverage category to own that much of the supply chain. And the team has a deep expertise in creating iconic beverage brands that are distributed on a global scale.
Emma, are you able to maybe elaborate a little bit on the team that you guys have put together for the company and to see the project forward?
Sure. So there's a few different brands that our team has worked on collaboratively and independently prior to working on the BevCanna portfolio. This includes Trace Beverages, which is the first Health Canada approved natural health product in a functional beverage format. For myself, I was actually part of the team at Vega creating the plant-based category well before the Beyond Meat burgers, took the stronghold in the media these days. And then also our design partner and innovation partner, Don Chisholm, through his firm at Dossier, created Mike's Hard Lemonade. And they're now the branding and design agency exclusive for BevCanna within the infused beverage space. So tons of deep history in consumer packaged goods and creating iconic brands that have really disrupted the categories that they exist in. And now we're all really excited to join forces and work on the infused beverage category because there's tons of opportunity to get in at this stage and really build the iconic brands that will be the legacy brands for years to come.
I'm sure just like a lot of our audience, you're probably really excited for the company as well as the legalization in Canada coming up on extracts and beverages. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about what your outlook is on the industry when that happens?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that I'm constantly reinforcing with whether you're a consumer or whether you're an investor or whether you're within the industry is that this isn't a start line that we're all teeing up for at once. And that's partially because of the intricacies in bringing product to market, both getting your license through Health Canada, the regulations taking effect, Health Canada approving your products themselves, the provincial regulators approving your products for distribution within that province, and then the private retailers listing your products. So there's a number of stage gates that brands have to work through. We feel confident about progressing through them all, but this is just to say that it's a really 2020 that we're looking at rollout and build out of this category. So I would say for everybody to really be avidly watching at their local retailers, on the online e-commerce sites, and expect products to roll out throughout 2020, much like when we saw flower legalized October 2018. It took a little while before the supply chain caught up, so we can expect the same thing within the beverage category.
October 2018 seems like such a long time ago.
It's crazy. I can't believe it's only almost been a year ago. It feels like so much has happened, and I think we say that so often in the industry that it's like dog years, just the amount of time that can elapse versus how much you accomplish in that time.
Completely. I know recently you guys have announced a little bit of news. You guys have partnered up with Nextleaf Solutions as well. Can you maybe talk to us a little bit about that?
I feel so proud to work with their team. We announced our our supply agreement just this past week. And Nextleaf I've known for a number of years, and Paul Peterson especially. The team's been really focused on differentiating IP, and their refinement and purification that they've been able to achieve under their patented extraction process really sets apart the formulations that we're going to create. You want it to taste like the flavor profiles that you're using to bring those beverages to life. So a really purified extract is necessary to make sure that you're not getting the odors and aromas and flavors of cannabis in your drink. In Paul's process, the team at Nextleaf had developed something that is an industrial scale process. So in terms of servicing our beverage portfolio now and into the future, and as global legalization takes effect, they're absolutely the best partners we could be aligned with. So I feel really proud of that partnership.
Well, that's great. I've heard lots of good things about Nextleaf as well. Of course, they're CSE listed. Being at Extraordinary Futures, I'm going to ask you what actually excites you about the future within the cannabis space.
I'm very future focused because I've been an avid cannabis consumer for a while now, and getting into these infused products I think will really open so many more people's mindsets and palates towards cannabis consumption occasions. Whether it's beverages, whether it's extracts, whether it's topicals, these are a lot more approachable for a wider variety of consumers. So I'm excited to see people attending this conference, not only from an investment standpoint, but from a consumer standpoint. And with legalization, there's a federal framework that allows you to produce really safe and effective product. So that's ultimately going to be what builds the category, is when people have a positive experience that's memorable, that they want to repeat. And I think that's what I'm excited about, is people trusting all of these new forms of cannabis products, having a positive experience that really will compel them to repeat purchase, spread the word, and grow the category.
Now, I'm also curious, I know you mentioned that you guys have a number of brands under your portfolio. What is the process when you're looking for a good brand to partner with or add onto your portfolio?
So we've announced house brands so far, 2 different brands. One is called Groove and one is called Anarchist Mountain. And those are a result of proprietary consumer research that we undertook at BevCanna. In terms of others that we would partner with, there's 2 strategies that we have. One is for white labeling with other licensed entities in Canada. So they would actually take the product to market under their own brand. We would service as a white label manufacturer of their beverage portfolio. And that's ultimately a really attractive type of partner for us, because they'll assume all responsibility for the distribution, so that we can focus on the sales and marketing for our brands, and they'll focus on the sales and marketing for their brands, which is a lot of effort. And then for opportunities for partners in the US that are coming to Canada or looking to get distribution in Canada, we're looking for proven traction in the market, so market validated formulations that are really resonating with consumers, so that when they appear in Canada, there might already be that brand awareness and recognition, and that they've validated that their taste profiles or their product concepts are resonating with consumers, and that they have some identity factors that we can start to market towards in Canada, meaning they understand their demographics, they understand who's purchasing their product. So ultimately, we're looking for some proof points if it's a US brand that we're looking to license.
Now, once extract legalization comes through here in Canada, do you see a lot of US brands that will be coming out here, or do you feel that it's going to be mostly Canadian companies that are focused on that space?
We have a lot of inquiries from US-based entities, all at various stages of their own brand evolution. Some are just looking to expand their reach in the market, so they're looking at Canada as additional revenue or incremental revenue above and beyond what they're able to achieve in the US. I would say we field, honestly, probably multiple outreaches every week from brands in the US. So we have an incredibly stringent filter as to who we're going to entertain to actually assume that liability and risk under our license, and make sure that it's a mutually successful relationship in Canada. But I think Canada is very attractive because it's federally legalized. So unlike in the US, where it's on a state-by-state basis, you're limited and you have to duplicate your manufacturing facilities in multiple states if you really want to get that national exposure. So we have a really unique opportunity in Canada, and soon obviously there'll be the potential for global export. So I definitely understand why it's attractive. We're certainly focused on our own backyard, but very, very open to finding the right partners that we might license and distribute.
So Emma, again, I do appreciate your time. We always have a great time when we get to sit down with you and find out a little bit about the space. Again, looking forward to October 17th and legalization for extracts and edibles, and finding out what BevCanna is up to in the future.
We'll have a toast together soon.
Perfect. Thank you.